Hi, I'm Audrey Gray.
Hi, I'm Cecilia Pena.
And hi, I'm Stefania Miranda, and we will be your host for this evening.
Welcome to the first ever Diverse Voices Poetry Cafe. Tonight you will hear from a series of poets from the Anderson High School community, students and teachers, as well as members of the jazz band who will show their talents. So sit back and relax, have a snack and a beverage, and celebrate the many voices of Anderson High School.
Just a few specifics before we get started. I would like to thank the members of the Diversity Club and the Literary Magazine for their hard work to make this possible. And I would also like to thank the AGF for their grant to fund this event. Many members of our community worked very hard to make this possible. From Jerry Mongrandi, who made the win to Chef Lou and the Culinary Club who created the cheese plates being offered this evening. Members of the Hamilton community donated the burritos.
This event is something I've been thinking about ever since I started teaching at Hamilton High School. I remember speaking at my own poetry cafe. It was one of the highlights of my teen years. When I went to college, I graduated with an English degree with also concentrations in creative writing and women's studies. I also went back for my secondary teaching degree. This is all culminated into an event like this, where I am an English teacher and the advisor of the Diversity Club and the Literary Magazine. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight and making tonight possible.
This environment should be one of celebration. After each reader, we ask you to please just snap or clap. Positive vibes only. Please, no talking during performances and turn off your phones. Be in the moment. Also, there is a disclaimer. Some of our readers have written poems that are a little touchy. Tonight's first speaker will be Leo Orlando. Hello. This poem represents internal conflict. I wrote it for reasons of my own, but it is truly what the audience thinks of it. It's called I've Lost the Key. It seems my lungs are locked. It's hard to breathe. I unlocked them, but I've lost the key. My arms are chained, bound by a silver lock. That's 2 keys gone. It's the ultimate block. I've searched for them high and low, but there is only so far I can go. I sit with the weight upon my shoulders and cry tears the sizes of boulders. My breath becomes short. I pierce my lungs with each one. I can't go on much longer. My time is done. A voice is coming through. It races through my mind. I've always ignored it, but maybe it's time. I let it speak. You long for keys, but the solution is simple. Your legs are not bound, so why don't you stand? I am silent. It is time to let go of me, it says. It is time to take your place. I nod my head, and I slowly stand. I look down at my body, and there are just clothes. I search for the voice, and it is gone. I am with myself, and I am free. Thank you. And our next speaker will be Jaden Fairbanks.
Okay, so a few months ago I had an experience that brought out a lot of tears and anger, so I wrote something about it, and it's called The Betrayal of a Runaway Parent. I found you, and it was a puzzle put together. It was a spark of knowing who I was. I would always look at the stars and wonder if me and you were looking at the same sky. It took me 17 years. 17 years of not knowing who you were, until one day I found you. I found the missing side of me. I texted your phone and you answered. You told me that it was the best day of your life. You promised me that you would never leave me again. You promised me that you would protect me, and you made sure the boy who loved me was someone you would love with your daughter. You made sure that I knew your side of the story and that I believed it. Well, I didn't, but I stayed anyway. You showed me my baby pictures, and we talked about how much we looked alike. You told me how excited you were to see me graduate and walk down the aisle one day, and to have my own family. When you first saw me, I saw tears of joy. I saw a man. But then, as time went on, I didn't hear from you and I didn't get any calls or texts. That's when I noticed that you aren't a man, you were a boy. Just like my mama said you acted. The betrayal of a runaway parent. Let them run away from you like you mean nothing. They lie, cheat, and steal a part of your heart away. But you have to be strong. You have to hold your best face forward. But I asked myself what I did wrong. What could I have done better? Maybe given you some space, tell you how much I looked up to you. But why did I look up to someone who left me when I wasn't even old enough to know what losing someone felt like? I think I looked up to you because I spent years of not knowing who I was or where I came from. Years of not knowing if I had other siblings or any aunts and uncles. You brainwashed me into thinking you wanted it all for me. The love of a child, the memories, everything you missed out on. The dad and daughter relationship that you said you always dreamed about. I went into this feeling hopeful and ready to have you with me. I should have listened to the people around me. My mom told me that you would leave again and I didn't want to believe her. The truth is, you can't believe something until it happens. You don't know the pain you gave me. Never in my life would I think finding you would lead to you blocking me out of your life completely. The betrayal of a runaway parent. Let them run, let them hide, but just know I will always have an empty spot in my heart for a person that deserves nothing. Okay, so the next poem is about the man that raised me and who I cannot thank for enough. And this is called To My Dad Who Left and To My Dad Who Stayed. You left me. You left me when I had no idea what leaving me even meant. But I'm grown up now, and I understand what leaving means. It means to go away and to never return. But I'm doing fine, actually. I have your smile, Dad. I have your eyes and your nose. I look like you a lot, actually. But you will never get to see that. You will never get to see what I've accomplished in my life so far. You will never get to see me win my first dance competition or see me running home, jumping into your arms, showing you I got 100 on my first spelling test. You will never get to see me grow up and become a woman. You won't be there for me when I come home late, crying after I just had my first heartbreak. Never get to see me at my first dance or go to my first prom. I will never get to tell you about my first kiss story, and you will never get to see me fall in love. You will never get to see me graduate or walk me down the aisle one day. I will never let you meet your grandkids. You are worthless to me. Hate is such a strong feeling, but that's all I feel towards you. You have been so many exciting things in my life. I'm in high school now, Dad. Mom told me I had your personality, loud and very outgoing. But you want to know because you left me. It's okay though, I don't need you anyway. I have a dad now. He's a great man, and he loves me. He's never left me. My dad who's never left me gets to experience all those things. He got to be here about my first kiss story, and he got to see me fall in love before. He sits for hours at my dance competitions cheering my name. He buys me what I need and loves me like his own. He has never missed anything important in my life. He's raised me for 16 years now and has filled my heart with incredible memories. My dad is my best friend, and he's my #1 fan. He's always there when I need him. He's held my hand for years, always telling me to never stop pushing for what I want. My dad will get to see me graduate, and he will see me marry the man I love. My kids will call him Grandpa. I'm thankful for him. I'm grateful that he showed me what a father and daughter relationship should look like. I am the woman I am today because of him. Thank you, Dad. I love you.
Our next speaker will be Arlen Russell.
This poem spawned from the culmination of my feelings of what happened to the golden rule, and it's called the Gilded Suggestions. We call each other names. These adjectives are funny, aren't they? Leaving people all pale and gray, having your friends laugh from this glorious display, and those who begin to recede from your insults that seem to precede, at least from these results. Wait, you have more? Yeah, weirdo. What is it today? Crazy, high, psycho, abnormal, split personalities, dweeb, stick in the mud, meek, easy, weak? Hey, come on, I was only joking. How am I supposed to know? All you people do is crow, obsessing over inconsequential minorities, avoiding your teacher's meticulous duties, with your verbal desire to leave us done. You've all become numb, callow, lazy, immature, double-edged swords. Wait, I should stop. After all, this is the mold that you have been so blatantly told to put all others in the cold. Now I understand why you're so bold. This golden rule that's become so old, we have all completely forgotten and now forever ignore.
And our next speaker is Zach Hatch.
Mine's nothing special, it's just a breakup poem. You say that I am crazy, whilst you push me away. I know that I am, I just want you to stay. You hate the voices I hear and the horrors I see, but it sure does help when you're here with me. You hate when I hug you too much and I can't let you go, but what I think inside I just wish you could know. How happy we were, how good times have died, hoping we we lost, not that you tried. I didn't understand at first. I was at my worst. Then you threw away this puppet, ashamed of this curse.
Our next speaker is Hannah Santor.
So this poem is basically about having an existential crisis. So if anyone's sensitive to that, just be warned. It's called Melancholy Epoch. I have known the sky, infinite and vast, and it has seen all since the beginning of time, and it knows the day on which the earth will breathe its last. It has seen humanity bring its own destruction, and it weeps and mourns at the dregs beneath it, that it can do nothing for the poor creatures who know not of their own demise soon to come. The sky knows all, and it knows that human life is ephemeral, that there is no salvation. And this is all it knows. And though the clouds may weep, it matters not, for the clouds will soon be no more than rain, the rain no more than mist, and the mist will be blown about by the wind, forgotten until the sky weeps again.
And our next speaker is Brianna Caldwell.
My title is called 3 Words. The nights you lie in bed and remember, remembering everything you had to pretend. The smiles, the laughs, the jokes that were made, no one had a clue. No one knew that you were afraid. You put on that old stink sweatshirt and you hid from the world. You weren't hurt. You told yourself over and over again that everything's going to be okay. You weren't hurt. Those 3 words that you repeatedly told yourself, you weren't hurt. 3 words meant a lot to you. The 3 words that were said to you over and over again, I love you. The 3 words that meant everything to you meant nothing to him. He was there for you when you needed a shoulder. He was the one that always made you laugh, but you just weren't good enough. The 3 words meant nothing to him, but he kept saying them. It broke your heart. He broke your heart. Your dad broke your heart. He broke your heart before any other boy was able to. He told you he loved you and promised he'd never leave you. But with the blink of an eye, I love you turned into, when am I going to see you next?
Our next speaker will be Anya Shai.
Hi, this is called I'm Loud. Sure, I'm loud when nobody is around.
But when I'm lost within a crowd, even a crowd of me and you, I feel like a turtle hiding in its shell. I'd like to see the world, but I stay behind my walls. The walls inside my room can feel like all I've ever known. But when I venture out, I feel like a baby bird flying on its own. Venturing out my nest, I tend to feel so alone. Just trying to learn not to fall right onto the ground where I'll sit and mope around. Even right now, when I'm not trying to be loud, I think sometimes I want to be heard within a crowd, but not by anybody. I want to be heard just by you.
And our next speaker is Emily DeChico.
So this poem is called Only One Earth. Now you may try to argue that the human race is magnificent and pure, but in all reality, humans treat the world as if there is another one to go to. Are we really pure if we throw trash in the ocean and hurt the marvelous sea creatures we love? Are we really magnificent if we chop and burn down rainforests for our own personal gain? It seems as if we have a goal here, to destroy our own home. Is that not your goal? Well, open your eyes. We're doing just that. Long into the future, the sea and air we breathe will cease to exist. Here we are tossing away the only chance we have. That is the harsh reality. Because if our world dies tomorrow, we will be the ones to blame.
Our next speaker is Mrs. Striking.
My poem is called Suitcases, and it's dedicated to all of my students, past and present, who have opened themselves up and allowed me to see who they really are inside. And I feel like I need to dedicate it to all of our presenters today, because they are certainly opening themselves up to all of you. The cases we call our bodies are hiding our thoughts, our dreams, ourselves. We pack them away neatly like shirts, shorts, underwear, waiting for us to arrive at our destination. When we step off the plane after a long, long flight and are greeted by the warm sun, we unpack our beautiful light summer clothes and are ready for a new adventure. This has happened to me. There are many suitcases piled in front of me. Some have broken open in flight, the soft-sided ones spewing their contents all over the other passengers. The dark winter clothing immediately transforming into light gauzy material, which allows the passengers to feel free, unencumbered. Other cases are the hard-sided ones. These are a little harder to open. But when the plane arrives and the cases are sprung, the heavy clothing comes off, the lost childhoods, the enduring abuses, the anger within, the painful memories of loved ones lost too early, too tragic, the day-to-day burdens we live every day. No one knows until now. Once those are off, we can see that everyone's suitcase holds a new wardrobe. It is time.
Our next speaker is Mrs. Koya.
My poem is called Who Am I? Who am I? What is my purpose? What do I do? I am someone who sees you, the true you, as you really are. It is my job to see you, not to teach you Hamlet or vocabulary, though I do adore both. I am someone who hears you. It is my job to hear you and then to actually listen to what you are really saying you need from me. Your words and your actions are always telling me something I need to know, something significant and important. I am someone who respects you. I respect who and what you are without judgment. I respect where you come from and what you deal with and what I can't possibly see or understand. I am also someone who has the expectation that you respect me in return. I am someone who gets you. I get that what I ask you to do here often seems ridiculous and inconsequential, but I want you to leave here with your diploma. I am someone who knows that this place, at least, is a means to an end, and at best is your first step forward to a happy, fulfilling life. I am someone that understands your intelligence and your ability to succeed cannot be defined by the grades you earn here. I am someone who understands that sometimes your worst behaviors are telling me something is wrong and are not for me to take personally. I am someone who hurts for you. I hurt when I see your isolation, or your pain, or your confusion. I always wish I could fix what is wrong, but most of the time I can't. I can, however, be patient, accepting, and above all, compassionate. I am someone who has hopes and wishes for you. Big, big hopes and wishes. I am someone who wishes you all the best in whatever you decide to be. I wish you happiness and health, the ability to accept what you cannot change, the grace to forgive those who hurt you in their ignorance. I am someone who wishes you the gift of being able to rise above the hurts of the past and to live the lives you are meant to live. I wish you the gift of learning from your mistakes, choices, and experiences, both good and bad. Learning is never, ever wasted, ever. I am someone who worries for you. I worry that you won't be able to rise up and be who you're supposed to be. I worry and think and fret more than you could possibly ever imagine. Who am I? What is my purpose? What do I do? I am your teacher. I am your teacher.
Our next speaker is Fabian Perez.
Before I start, I would like to give a brief introduction about me. As being born, I was introduced to the church, as any other, I guess. But as time went on, I guess I never did find my Genesis until just a couple of weeks ago. So right now, let me introduce you to what the Genesis has to say. In the beginning, heaven and earth were made, and earth was disorganized, dark, and empty. Disorganized, because an innumerable company of angels chose to rebel with him. Dark, because a star had plummeted into earth. Empty, because the great red dragon, with his tail, swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with them, throwing off balance the grand creation known as earth, and fostering an illusion of control and power, assimilating an ill-mannered child. Energy that rivaled the blackness came forth, a source of luminosity whose work has been tinted, heard his voice, and went to do such as its purpose was given. It had one almighty king it served, and no one else. Radiance that would reveal all what hid in the abyss, a shimmering glitter that would pierce all cracks and valleys, bringing forth the true nature of all that was once there, carrying about its purpose and blessing, given to it by the King of Kings. A relentless, sweating, persistent beast that continues to plow through into all which is alive, a gentle yet great manifestation of energy that permits even the blind to be guided. Such was the request of the Lord of Lords. Light that was deemed good and acknowledged as dead. Its bright fur weakened by the ages, still managing to have Earth's space be shown in reverence to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Good day to you all.
Our next speaker is Bethany Ingram.
longing I feel for you at 4:54 again breaks me. I didn't want to love like this. The facade of not needing one cracks under the gentle weight of your warm breath. As I lay, wrapped in your arms, our feet touch. Our legs intertwine. And then I realized this is what happiness truly is. No bells or whistles. It didn't cost a thing. Just you and I in a dark, quiet room, and then home. You have crept into the deepest parts of me with your words. Your touch on my skin, or the way you look so serious most of the time, has embodied my existence. You silently tiptoed past the yellow tape across my shattered gray heart that read privacy to no cross. You dared to enter when the word signs were clearly labeled. My mind races in the night, telling me I don't deserve this love. A prayer I don't wake up to find this precious love was all a dream.
Our next speaker will be Dean Diaz.
Hold on just a second, I gotta put this for my dad, but alright, yeah, I'm running from myself. I'm always running. I'm running. Let me start from the beginning. I'm a little under pressure. Alright. I'm running from myself. I'm always running. I could roll backwards perfectly, but never forward. I've known it ever since I was 3, when I saw my first one. It sparked my creativity. Ever since then, I knew I wanted to be a writer. I knew I wanted to entertain. But I run into these issues, and these issues make me run from myself. I wish I had the courage to look them in the face, myself in the face. But that I cannot, as long as I'm running, I'm creating. And if I stop running, am I me, or am I who they want me to be? Poetry is how I express myself. I may come off as crazy, and maybe I am. But isn't that what an artist is truly supposed to be? A little crazy, a little scared, for maximum entertainment. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Miss Pulio.
This is a reflection of my life with horses. New. Cuddles and kisses, sheer joy and sunshine. He gave me the start of a lifelong passion. Lessons. Show up, commit, persevere, work hard, or else that other kid might become your favorite. Distracted. Boys and dances and cheer and whatnot. Resented the fact that I rushed through our time. Wild. Time was irrelevant, precaution a joke. We galloped the field and soared the highest jump. Yearning. I wanted so badly for you to be mine, but others took your spirit, your heart, and your soul. Broken. You found someone who needed you more. Goodbye. You will fill another human's void. Patient. Babies and rushing and working and you waited until the next time I showed. A week, a month. Constant. Forever in my life, my grounding, my safety, my passion, my joy, my commitment, my forever.
Our next speaker is Mrs. Grace.
The irony of that is I didn't know if they said yours or Grace, which is a common mix-up at school all day. So my poem is not one of my own, but one of my favorites. It's by Billy Collins, and it's titled Introduction to Poetry, and it reflects on the art of teaching it. I asked them to take a poem and hold it up to the light, like a color slide, or press an ear against its hide. I say, drop a mouse into a poem and watch him probe his way out, or walk inside the poem's room and feel the walls for the light switch. I want them to water ski across the surface of a poem, waving at the author's name on the shore. But all they want to do is tie the poem to a chair with rope and torture a confession out of it. They begin beating it with a hose to find out what it really means.
Our next speaker is Miss Williams.
Mine is not an original poem. It's by Emily Dickinson, and this is a poem that I remember from high school, but I don't have the words memorized. It's called I'm Nobody. I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell. They'll banish us, you know. How dreary to be somebody. How public, like a fraud. To tell your name the livelong day to an admiring bond.
I'm Mrs. Grice, and this poem is dedicated to my parents who have known all my seasons. It's called Summer Winter Girl. I'm from igloos, crafted from snow-packed laundry baskets, a cave where I puff frozen smoke signals. I'm from plastic pitchers of lime Kool-Aid poured into sweating glasses on a New Jersey summer. I'm from homemade Halloween costumes and pillowcases of Snickers, school parades, frantically searching for a loved one's eyes. I'm from hearing everyone say, but you're always smiling. I'm from a world of imagination, sitting on my poppy's couch in my Easter vest, gripping crayons, creating colorful gardens on construction paper, and making a house deck out of pinochle cards. I'm a summer girl that's known winter.
Our next speaker is Bella Di Matteo. As some of our other speakers have expressed, sometimes the greatest heartbreak is the absence of a parent. And this is my poem, Dear Dad. Dear Dad, as a kid, you were my hero. A graduate of Bagel University, a close relative to Tony Soprano, an all-around athlete sensation. You were a perfect dad, or at least you were in my imagination. Dear Dad, today's my birthday, but I guess you wouldn't know that since I haven't received a text or call in 5 years. Not even a card. But it's all right, I don't blame you. I'm sure times are real hard. Dear Dad, Mom's crying because she can't afford my dance classes. She says no child support, and please, Bella, I'm broke. I'm sure it's not your fault. I'm just waiting for you to come get me and say it was all just a joke. Dear Dad, I cried today, a lot. I saw a picture of my first Daddy and me day, and you weren't there. How can that be if you love me? Mom says you never really were there for me and I shouldn't care. Dear Dad, I've done a lot on my own, and I've never really needed you until now. I'm not in denial anymore. I'm in shock and I'm in anger. I saw something weird on Facebook today. A new baby girl was born that looks just like me. How can that be if you loved me? How weird is that you haven't talked to me forever, yet you still managed to leave my heart torn? So if you replaced me as if I was never really there, you pretended I didn't exist, as if I didn't have feelings, as if I didn't care. I feel betrayed and I feel broken. I'm too much to be loved for and too much to be cared for. But you could have another child as if you didn't have 3 already. The replacement, the pain. I guess you being there for me was just too heavy. So, thank you. Thank you for never showing up to any of my dance recitals. You taught me how to dance like no one was watching. Thank you for making me lose my trust. I realize now I can't trust every man I meet. Thank you for missing every single one of my birthdays. You made me understand growing up isn't that bad. Thank you for never teaching me how to drive. I learned on my own, and I'm pretty good. Thank you for wasting my time. I know now that people like you aren't worth waiting for. Thank you for replacing me. Thank you for forgetting about me. Thank you for breaking my heart before any man could. Because of you, I'm so strong. So dear Dad, I realize now, as a kid, you were just a figment of my imagination. Never really there, and it never came into my realization. You abandoned me, but made me into who I am today. But one day, you'll reach out, and I'll know exactly what to say. I'll send you this and say thank you for making me who I am today.
You guys have been great so far. We have about 10 speakers left. If it's okay with you, I'd like my guys to be able to get up and stretch for a couple minutes. Plus, there's plenty of food in the back room. I am a bit concerned about darkness, so just tread carefully. Let's meet back here in 5 minutes.